Hello, I know I'm actually a little bit early. Welcome back. I hope everyone had a really good 4th of July weekend situation. I didn't have to work on Friday, and so I was trying to make all these arrangements because I knew I was going to be hanging out and all that stuff. So I had to miss last week because I had so much going on. But I'm here, I am back, and I'm really excited to be here. It's hot outside because, well, it's summer in the Midwest. But I thought, you know what, I've been doing a lot of desserts lately because it's just too hot to cook kind of thing. But I thought, you know what, how about, because you can only eat so many desserts, right? How about I do another pita situation? And I feel like I've done this. I've talked about pitas. I do think I did a demonstration not too long ago, but just in case I'm wrong about that, why not do another demonstration? So these pitas, they're very thin, okay? And that's what you need to remember. You can't manhandle these pitas. Like when I was growing up, the pitas that, they were stronger. They were like a heartier stock. But these pitas now, they're thin. They're going on all like that. Even as I did that, they started tearing. So it's really important. I know you might remember, the regular grocery store pitas. I'm not talking about something you might get, from Amazon or the Mediterranean store, all that stuff. I'm talking about, what you find in the basic grocery stores. They come just like this. So what I do sometimes when I get burnt out on doing pitas, I will turn this into a pizza situation. And I think I've demonstrated that for you. And, throw some pizza on top of it, pizza fixins, like the sauce and the veggies and the pepperoni, cheese, throw it in the oven. But it is too hot to bake anything right now, okay? So that's why I'm not doing that. So I thought, okay, let's do some pitas. So here I have got red onions, mushrooms, tomatoes, and did I put the yellow peppers in here? I don't think I did. Yeah, I don't think I did because these are thinner pitas. The reason why I like pitas, I love pita bread, but what I like about them, they're very versatile, just like the tortillas. And, you can use leftovers because I've got some leftover mushrooms. I've got some red onions I have to use up, all that. So it's perfect for that. Now, here is a little bit of, this is like a third of a cup of turkey meat and ground turkey, totally cooked. Everything is totally cooked. I don't do that thing where you put the raw in there with the other. I don't do that, okay? I cook, everything is thoroughly cooked. So I'm going to start off with this. And just for the record, I put 2 tablespoons of the ingredients I talked about, the mushrooms, the red onions, the lettuce, and the tomatoes. There are 2 tablespoons of each ingredient in there because, I wanted to, because let's say meat is still expensive. I've been finding some really good deals on ground turkey, but meat is still expensive. So I wanted to kind of, honor that. So I'm only using a little bit of meat in here. And that's another reason why I like pitas because, if you're so inclined, you can just have this this does not have to have meat in it. It doesn't. So we're just going to go ahead and put some of this in here and, measure it with your heart or, however, you might not even have this many ingredients to work with, but just work with what you have. That's why I like pitas because they're great for kind of leftovers. Now you can also add cheese in here as well if you want to. I think the last time I did I use feta cheese last time? I think I don't have any feta right now, but that's okay because mozzarella cheese, or if you're not into cheese, that works as well. And again, I just put I just lined it with a little bit of meat. And if you're of a certain age, you remember you would eat these kind of pitas or what's up, Miss T? What's up, Miss Ticey? If you're of a certain age, you can remember if there are a lot of grandkids or kids visiting home, you didn't get a lot of meat. Okay, let's just be honest, right? You got a little bit of meat. I feel like grandmas, they kind of and aunties and moms, they kind of knew the magic kind. You got maybe a meatball, small meatball worth of meat. They would just ground it and move it around so you didn't realize you weren't getting that much meat. And of course, they would stuff everything with veggies, or as one of my grandma, my dad's mom would tell me, whatever the cheapest ingredient is, that is what that's what's going to be in your pita, tortilla, whatever bread thing they got going on, that's what you get. Okay? Now, the reason why, when I made these earlier, because I actually did eat these earlier, that's what I had for dinner, I purposefully, I added the cheese last. And that's just because these are so delicate. I don't want to load it down with cheese. Now listen, if you're into loaded cheese, I love that for you, but I am not. I don't want things to fall apart. I'm just going to use a new spoon here. I don't want things to fall apart. So I'm going to get that here. So I'm just going to do like a little, I'm just going to give it an essence of cheese, because here's the thing, because it's hot outside, I do not plan, okay, another little essence of cheese. I'm not planning on baking these, okay? And you know, another option that I could have is to put them on the cast iron, you know, put them in the cast iron and do that kind of thing, but I'm not doing that. Now, I know when I was talking about doing this, one of my friends mentioned, well, you know, I mean, yes, the ground turkey is cooked all the way, but, you know, what if you want to, you know, serve it hot? What if you want the meat to be hot? Well, I have a panini press here, and what's going to happen is that it is going to be hot. It's going to end up heating up the meat, but if, let's say, if it didn't heat up the meat enough, what I would do is I would go ahead and put it in, like, the microwave for, like, maybe, like, 45 seconds, something like that. Again, you know your microwave. So now I'm going to put this over here. So if you're just joining us, I took 1/3 of a cup of turkey. I divided it by 2 of these pitas, because I put it at the bottom. And again, because that's the most expensive ingredient, and I did get a good deal on those, I went ahead and I filled this with tomatoes, lettuce, mushrooms, and red onions that I have to use. But if you were kind of like, you know, watching your pennies, all that stuff, maybe you spent a little too much during 4th of July, you can do this with like 2 or 3 ingredients or whatever you got. I mean, I'm sure like during my college days, the only thing I might have had in there are like onions and cheese, okay? And maybe like a little bit of turkey or beef or whatever meat that I was using. So yeah, just honor where you're at, and I need to go ahead and honor the fact that I need to plug that in. So yeah, I'm gonna get this out of the way because we are done. And I'm just gonna move this out of the way because, you know, we are done. Ooh, oh my gosh. I'm back. Okay. I'm always so dramatic. I am back. So we are, if you're just joining us, we're doing the 2 pitas. And as I talked about before, the pitas that now that you get in the grocery store, just the regular old grocery store, not the fancy store, they're very thin. So you don't want to be manipulating them a lot. You just want to kind of like put your ingredients in and then keep it moving. And you want to go lighter on if you're on a budget, you want to go lighter on the meat. Or if it's like whatever your most expensive ingredient is, and who knows these days, then you go light on that. Like that's like the little essence of it, and then you keep it moving. I add cheese to the top, although, you know, depending on how much I'm craving cheese, I might start it off with cheese, but I prefer to just put it on the top because I just want the essence of cheese, because these are very thin, so I don't want it to like be weighed down with the cheese. So that's why I do it that way. And the turkey I used, the ground turkey I used, it is completely like, you know, it's already cooked. I've already cooked it and all that stuff. And I seasoned it with like pepper, and I think I seasoned it with like, gosh, what else did I use? I'm like trying to think, what else did I use? I think I seasoned it with like a little bit of lemon pepper as well. I put a little bit of lemon juice in there, you know, and did it that way with the meat. But if you wanted to, if you were just into different flavors, you don't have to just make it kind of like that. You could, you know, maybe use taco meat. You could probably use, if you wanted to do more of like Asian flavors, doing that with the pita. Although I would do an egg roll, more of like an egg roll situation with that, like an egg noodle thing situation with that. But again, whatever lights you up, I love that too for you. Also, something else you could do, and I didn't do it this time because I had so many ingredients. You could add a little bit of Greek salad seasoning, or like garlic vinaigrette, like a little bit of vinaigrette, not a lot. Don't glop it in there because it's gonna fall apart, because the pita bread is very thin. So I don't want it to fall apart on you, and then you're like, sad panda. And let's see here. So you know what I like to do, because I am from the Midwest. I like to add a little bit of like this dried kind of Parmesan, like, you know, the dried Parmesan and Romano cheese on top of it. I'm also because I want a little bit of contrast, I'm gonna add a little basil as well. And also, I've got a little extra virgin olive oil, so I'm just gonna, again, do a little bit. Don't do too much to the shell because it will fall apart. Ask me how I know. Let's see here. Do I have any brushes? I'm like, I haven't seen my brushes in a while. I can't find my brush, but that's okay because I have a small spoon. Now, originally what I planned to do is I was going to do the pitas, and then I was going to, like, you know, I've got some strawberry jello that I need to use, like little gelatin, I should say, that I need to use, like in those little snack packs that you can get. And I'm gonna, like, you know, stir it up, throw a little whipped cream on top of there, throw a little like lemon juice in there, stir it up, kind of have like that fresh, refreshing weeknight vacation Bible school, if you know, you know, kind of dessert, which is really good, but it's very, like, you know, it's kind of like vacation Bible school coated. But I was like, no, I'm gonna be good just doing the pitas. I'm trying to, like, kind of, like, you know, be realistic, because I know a lot of people, as I've been learning, a lot of people are like, girl, I can only get creative with one thing, okay? I can't be doing both. But I do say that the summertime desserts that I make are very easy, and if you're like, I don't want to eat it in a bowl, you can literally take a little drinks blender. I use a supper blender just because. But like a little drinks blender, throw a little bit of sparkling water in there, and you know, make it a drink. Sometimes a dessert drink, again, it's hot outside. Sometimes that's kind of like the way to go. Okay, let's see here, just a little bit longer. So I just want to make sure, like, my goal is to give them enough of a crisp so that when I get them off of the burner, they're not going to just completely fall apart, just like a total eclipse of the heart. Sorry, that song came on. And gosh, what was I watching? I think I was just scrolling social media, and I heard that song, and she was singing it live. It's like a performance, and I was like, oh my gosh, Bonnie Tyler! Like, I grew up listening to her, and she's got that nice kind of raspy voice. Okay, I think we got it now. So I'm gonna slowly unplug this, and then I'm gonna show you what it looks like. And again, so what I ended up doing was fusing these together, which I did not mean to do. That's okay, it happens. Okay, here we go. Ooh, that is nice and crispy. I still got some things that kind of fell off onto the burner. That's okay, we're gonna take them off of the burner. Them off of here. Ooh, they just fell there, that's okay. I'll just move these out of the way over here. So yeah, let's just get these off and out of the way. There we go. Put them over there. Okay. So now what you have is something. I'm going to move this off too. So you've got this. Now listen, this is totally fine. This does not look bad. That's totally fine. But if you want to get a little extra with it, just a little bit, not a lot, just a little bit, you're going to take some extra virgin olive oil or whatever kind of oil you want to use. If you want to, what's up, Miss Hannah? If you want to use any kind of like a Greek, more of a Greek olive oil, like Colomado olive oil. Okay, I put a little too much on there, but that's okay. We're gonna make it work. So we're gonna put this on top. Okay, so do it like this. Maybe kind of put it at an angle. Okay, so I've got this right here. It's at an angle. Okay, I want to move that light a little bit. Okay, so this is kind of at an angle. So you can kind of see the grill marks. You're like, oh my gosh, the grill marks. So what I'm going to do, see this right here? I'm going to start putting kind of like my dry Parmesan. And look, if times are tight and you don't have, like, you know, money for real cheese, dried Parmesan for a lot of things, it'll help you in a pinch. Again, if you're in a budget and you still want that kind of cheesy taste, yeah, you can do that. Okay, so I've got that all over, but before I take a picture, because I will take a picture of this, I am going to add, I feel like, where's the basil? I know I just had this basil. Okay, here it is. Okay, now, this basil, and somebody made a comment a couple weeks ago, like, dang girl, you seem to really use a lot of utensils when you're cooking. And I'm like, yes, I do. It's true, I do. Okay, hang on. I don't want trying to get that teaspoon, and that teaspoon was like, nah, girl, we're not doing that today. And that's okay. I support you, teaspoon. Okay, so we're just gonna, so I've got this little bit of dried basil. Move this out of the way. I'm just gonna, ooh, that's a lot of basil. Okay, I kind of like, it's okay, it's okay. Just gonna kind of move this around, but now I gotta be gentle with this because remember, these are really thin. These pitas are very thin, so it's gonna be gentle with it. And probably what I could do as well is maybe add some more tomatoes, because I got some tomatoes here. Maybe to the top, just to kind of give it like a little bit of like a red, just like a little bit of like a red. There we go. Okay, we're gonna, now this is just for me. I'm not cooking it for my beau or anything like that for beau. So I'm just gonna kind of put this on top of here. You know, I love looking at like all these different cooking kind of channels and like watching everything. Sometimes it's really hard to tell with the food. Sometimes it's hard to tell if it's AI or not. So I try to, you know, keep my rustic, kind of like my rustic ways here. I'm just gonna put like 4, let's put this like in the middle here, kind of like that. And I'm gonna take this off here and present it a little bit better, but this is what you got. And maybe just a little bit more of this basil. Just a little bit of this basil. Hang on, I'm just gonna put this. Okay, there we go. Okay, just a little bit more of that. Okay, there we go, there we go. Okay, so that is done. We made it, we did it. And you're probably noticing like, man, your lighting is a little different here. Well, I have a dimmer switch, you guys. Beau put in a couple dimmer switches in my townhouse. So now I'm like, okay, I'm fancy. I do have to adjust a little bit with like the other lighting and stuff, because it's kind of low at the top, so I got to get like different light bulbs or whatever. But I do have this light here. You can't see it. It's like a little ring light thing. And so I'm like, oh, wow, I kind of like the lighting here is kind of softer, kind of cozier. That's what we like, especially coming back from a really great holiday. So, okay. You guys want more information about me? You can find me at AuntLanie'sKitchen.com. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and the tickety-tockety at Aunt Lanie's Kitchen. So take care, everyone. And thank you so much for all the support. And I will talk to you soon. Take care. Bye.